Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, October 13th of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Our topic today is purging that identification with the old wounds, purging it out of the cellular consciousness. We all have wounds from our pasts. And those wounds, those events that cause that wounding seem to be those life-defining moments. And yet the truth is, right, it feels like it's life defining because it feels like, wow, I became a victim of this. And then I became healing from this. And then I'm surviving this. And then I'm thriving in spite of this, right? And that this still becomes the life defining moment, and we see it, like a lot in our like relationships with food, relationships with money, relationships with success, right? And those things that seem to like we just can't quite, even though we're surviving and thriving in spite of, there's that like thing that keeps pulling us back into this identity of who we were when and who we became when such and such happened, right? But the past does not make you who you are, does not make us who we are. It merely gives us, it like establishes the pathways that we will travel to discover the truth of who we are. And in particular, in today's meditation and healing circle, we're going to work with a particular divine power. It's called the Invincible, the one who overcomes. And it's a beautiful divine attribute in the language of the Arabic. It's al-Qahar. It's like a Q, Qahar. Um, Qahhar, Qahar. And it's the invincible. It is the one who overcomes. And it's the one that no matter what happens in this world, keeps us connected to our light and this divine power that you carry within you. This divine power has the ability to purge that identification with the old wounds, purge it completely from your cellular consciousness and return you to your light, right? That is the beauty of this divine power. It keeps you anchored to your core light no matter what has ever happened or is happening, right? You are you are your core light. As I like to say in my classes, the grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is bright, and you are you. No matter what, you are you. All right, so let's go ahead and come into our circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Let's bring everything to face toward the center of our circle, to face toward the hub at the center of our wheel. Bring your eyes, ears, nose, mouth to face the center. Bring your throat to face the center. Bring your heart space, your chest to face the center. Bring your belly space, your hara, to face the center, and your hips to face toward the center, bringing everything facing in one focused direction. And together let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you, we ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine, feel, perceive this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle. Streaming in. And just let this light, let it surround you. Let it penetrate through your skin, through your pores, into your tissues. And let this pure light Penetrate through your pores, your tissues, and into your fluids. And let it move through you and come into, really circulate through your organs and all the way into your bones. And this light, like the electricity that connects all things, just let it travel through your nervous system of your body, just like restoring the electrical circuitry in your body and returning it to its natural state, right? Let this be a soothing, cleansing, purifying light. This really traveling through your electrical system of your body and circulating through all of your tissues and all the way into your bones. This pure divine light. This light is purifying. This light is cleansing. Let it purify you. Let it cleanse you. Just to make your intention and however you best perceive or imagine, whether you visualize, whether you imagine, whether you just intend and receive. Let yourself receive the power of this pure light traveling through your system, cleansing and purifying. And just let this light come all the way into your core, into the core of your body. You can focus this light as it comes through the top of your head and travels down that very center, like halfway front to back, halfway side to side, that center of your body. This light travels through your head space, through your throat, through the front of your heart space, or your heart space, the very center, front of your spine, through your solar plexus, through your sacral center, through your base, and just feel this pure divine light as you draw your attention to that vertical core. Feel that vibration intensify, feel that core light strengthen. As you take an inhale, just draw all of your energy from wherever scattered places it might be, draw it into this vertical core of light. And as you exhale, just let yourself drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, land into your hips. Feel that center of gravity at the center of your pelvic bowl, right in the center, right? That's your center of gravity. It's also this connection with this wellspring of life force energy. Just let yourself anchor into that and upright your spine and let your conscious body lean into that vertical core. This is your core light. And from here, just receive this light that's coming through, cleansing and purifying your body. Right? There is only one light, right? Like one candle lighting another candle. There is only one flame. Let the light, the divine power, Ya-Nur, come through, cleanse, purify your body, your nervous system, as it meets with this core light inside of you. There is no inner light and outer light. There is only one light, and you are pure light. This pure light is within you. You can take a full inhale, draw all of your energy into your vertical core. As you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, anchor into your center of gravity, elongate your spine, and let your conscious body lean into this vertical core of light, the pillar of light at your center. Land into your pelvic bowl. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. And again, in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love Let's just face everything again toward the front of you, right? Everything into alignment, focused on what is directly in front of you. And turn your heart center, that funnel of energy from the front of your heart. Turn that to face toward the center. And as you do, just let it tip up slightly, right? You don't have to tip up your whole body. Just let your heart center tip up slightly and receive this downpour of this unconditional love as it streams in through your heart and into the core of your body. You can use your heart center like a breathing portal. And as you inhale, draw that unconditional love into your heart. And if you notice that like guardedness around your heart or tension, you can do some tapping around your heart and up under your collarbones, some feathering down the sides of your neck to just clear that space. And again, as you inhale, draw that light into your vertical core. And with your breath, you can kind of scoop up any of that clutter. And as you exhale, just blow that out, blow it out. And again, inhale in, draw that pure unconditional love in through your heart center. Let it fill your heart. And as your heart centers, all of your energy centers do, they connect in with that vertical core light. And so just let them move through that vertical core, that core light. And as it moves through that core light, let this stream pour into this vertical core, filling your entire being with pure divine light and unconditional love. And the nature of love is to love. It loves because that's what it is and that's what it does. Love is unconditional. It doesn't care about what condition you may feel like you're in right now or at any time. It loves. So invite your heart to be loved and feel that feeling of being loved. And invite every cell of your body to receive this love, unconditional love. This is the nature of the universe. Unconditional love. The conditions are from the humanity, from the ego, not from the love. So if you have conditions there, let that be okay and let those receive love too. And again, let's call on our source. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. Just imagine, perceive this compassion streaming in. And this compassion is the existential compassion that contains everything in the existence, is infused in everything in the existence, is expressed through everything in the existence, including your entire being and every cell of you. Compassion is like the ocean of living consciousness, and your body is mostly ocean. So again, as you inhale, draw this pure divine light, unconditional love into your core. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, lean into your spine, and let your whole being rest into this ocean of eternal compassion. Eternal means existing beyond the time-space realm. It is what contains this entire realm of the time-space, three plus dimensional material realm. Contains it like a womb. And the name for the divine compassion, Rahman, comes from the same root as the word for womb, Arham. And they both are the womb that contains the life, the ocean of living consciousness. So let your entire being, your oceanic being, that is 75% water, let your entire oceanic being float in this ocean of living consciousness, this eternal compassion. And let yourself really center into your core. Really draw your energy into the center of your heart. And just see if you can even drop in a layer deeper into your heart. Really lean into it, into this space of that existential love and compassion. And let this pure divine light, this be the light of illumination that illuminates your truth. And let yourself rest into this space and be a witness. Just resting into this space to be a witness. And notice what comes up for you. Our intention today is to purge our identification with old wounds, the things that we're still hanging on to, still identifying ourselves with, the things that have us holding on to guilt and shame, humiliation, self-blame, the things that limit us in our potential, the glass ceilings that say, oh, but I can only go this far because of where I've come from, because of what I've done. I can only have this much. I can only, achieve so much. I can only express this limited amount of my true nature because there's any of that hanging out in there. And just from this place of resting into this eternal compassion and pure unconditional love at the core of your heart, just notice what those things come up, those limiting patterns. Notice what comes up. And as you do, let's call on the divine power of Yah Hahar. Hahar means the invincible, the one who overcomes. And just imagine, perceive this vibration of Hahar, the invincible, the one who overcomes. Just imagine this dropping in and surrounding you and holding you. And also, this is a divine power that lives at the core of your being. So you feel it, I feel it emerge from within you, right? The nature of this is to purge the old identification from your cellular consciousness and return you to your core light. Yah Kahar. Yah Kahar. And as you sit and call on that divine power, I'm going to read from Tauziah's book, The Divine Names, 99 Healing Names of the One Love, on Kahar, the one who overcomes, the one who defeats anything, the Almighty, the Invincible. This is like what really helps you overcome that dark night of the soul that we all have that opportunity to go through multiple times, right? When we've all been through tragedy, we've all been through wounding, through trauma, and it is Yahkahar, the invincible, that has helped you to survive, to get through, and to overcome because it anchors you to your core light. This is what holds you to your core light. So as you call on Al-Kahar, just make the intention that it do that final purging of any identity that you've held on to from any past event, right? And just just imagine as it's like a fire that comes in and burns, right? And it burns it burns in a good way, right? It burns, and as it burns, like just imagine all of that old identity sizzling out and like, the juices pouring out. It says in here of Al-Kahar, regardless of what we do in life, no matter how busy we are, the longing for God always burns in the depths of our heart. Nothing can extinguish this deep yearning. It is always there. Al-Qahar is the fire of love, the fire that always burns in us, no matter how bad things are in the world. It is the fire that connects us to our light. So just let that vibration, right? And you can even say that name because it is a sacred name, meaning that as you say that sound, those sounds inside your body, and you let that resonate through the fluids and the tissues of your body, it calls forth that existential power from the divine that is part of your life force energy that was breathed into you that gives you life force to your body. So it is within you by the power of the divine that gives you life, that gives you breath, that maintains this life force in your body. So call on it from within by the name of your source, Yah-Pahar, and just let it like move through and just like a fire that moves through, and just imagine those old identifications that live in your cellular consciousness, the old identity. Just imagine it like the fire and the heat hits that place and it just burns it out, purges it out, sizzles and releases. If you have any like of those uh, undesirable needs and impulses that are still hanging on, this is helpful to purge those out as well. Hold on. It says, repeating Al-Qahar burns out the identification with our wounded I, right? The I, the self, with the shame, the humiliation, and the insults until nothing remains in us but the divine flame. Al-Qahar overcomes all outer attachments until our true being shows itself. So again, just make that intention. You know, there may be some part of your inner being that is yet to identify itself for you and really emerge. So just imagine as this is pouring out the true self, the self that you are hardwired to recognize and to know and to feel your most authentic, fulfilled, and empowered self, right? As this old wounded identities are being purged from your being. That true core light, the truth of who you are, emerges and fills that space. Yah-Qahar. Yah-Qahar. Yah-Qahar is calling on that invincible Yah-Qahar. 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 And really let that purge. And as that burns and sizzles and releases from your body, just feel that core light. Feel that core light at the center of your being strengthen and intensify and just radiate out the truth of your core light throughout your entire being into every cell, becoming the truth of who you are that lives within the core consciousness of every cell of your being, and letting that really take up the space, purge everything else out of your body except for the truth of who you are This name means invincible. There's a form of the word al here, which means the victorious, right? And this does not mean that you're conquering someone else or dominating or claiming victory over someone else in the world. This is the victory over your old wounds, your old identifications that are not you. You're not self, right? This is your true self coming forward, claiming victory over the past. It doesn't take away. It's not like a power that takes away or harms or hurts anyone else. It is an inner, invincible nature that says, yeah, this is who I am. This is my core. This is my truth. I don't need that old, what anybody ever said to me in second grade. I don't need that anymore. That's not who I am. That was their stuff. There's nothing I need to hold on to from that anymore. Just let it purge and let the core light of truth emerge and fill that space. I'll read another from the Sufi Book of Life by Neil Douglas Klotz on Al-Kahar. Oops. Which I thought I marked, but I didn't. But hold on, it won't take long. Oh, here it is. I got it. Bismillah. So he says, when you are drawn toward this pathway, take the opportunity to feel the overwhelming primordial power of nature as part of your own being spreading through your life. Right? How many times have we talked about because free will, right? That free will that we were all given is what allows us to stray from the laws of nature, the established laws of nature through which everything exists. And it allows us to live outside, operate outside of those laws of nature and test the boundaries. So as we really call on this, one of the things I love about this as well, feel the overwhelming primordial power of nature as a part of your own being spreading through your life. And he gives a quote. Well, let me read this because I love the way he writes this. This pathway introduces us to the larger face that radiate that I'm sorry, okay, so it talks about in the previous pathway, we saw how fire could be used as a force for healing. This pathway introduces us to the larger face of that radiant force as the action of sacred unity working through the power of nature. When people ordinarily speak of the blind force of nature, a Sufi wonders what force they're talking about. To speak of blind nature presumes some separation between the natural world and the divine one. Usually along the lines of the natural world is sinful or at best unintelligent. For the Sufi, the whole universe is an expression of the power and intelligence of the one. As the 20th century Sufi Shah Mahsud said, when he compares human life to a drop of water, if the raindrop knew its fate and could see the vastness of the ocean, it would not remain an empty bubble caught between two worlds. Just let yourself be immersed into the ocean. Be that drop of ocean and let yourself fall into the ocean to be returned to that powerful force of nature as a part of your own being spreading through your whole life. says this pathway is not the power to do something, but the power that has and will accomplish anything. The original power not only works through all the laws of nature, but it also expresses itself in ways for which human beings have found no law or explanation. There's something so significant in that, right? Because our scientific world is, we like to try to replace it with God, but really what we've discovered about science is a subset of all of the sciences that were created that really do govern this universe. And we can't, it's like it's saying that this goes beyond what we have discovered and call scientific to like the divine scientific world, the laws of nature. It says perhaps life is telling you that your own personal power is not enough. If so, you're walking close to this pathway. The original power has the ability to steer and guide events in any direction. Excuse me. This original power has the ability to steer and guide events in any direction to create what human beings call miracles, which are simply more living signs that we exist in a sacred universe contained in the divine heart. Excuse me. Let me mark that page in case I want to come back to it. So, you call in Yah Kahar, Yah Kahar, this feel this divine power, this primordial force of nature that is a part of your core, because we're not separate from the laws of nature. We were given this opportunity to exercise free will, which means that we forget our primordial force, our primordial existence that is aligned with and inseparable from the laws of nature. We forget it, we operate outside of it, and this is returning us to that primordial power within that operates within and is a part of and inseparable from the laws of nature, the established laws of nature that govern everything in the creation beyond what we have discovered of what we call the scientific world. This is the truth of creation. We're calling Yah Kahar. Let it merge with that inner life force energy as it is merged with your life force, that core light inside of you. And let this knowing of who you are as a force of nature, like let that purge out any of your worldly identifications that come from your misguidances and your wounds, and let it purge out that old, and let the core light of truth, the primordial power from the natural world, emerge from within your core and take up this space and activate and awaken that consciousness from within every cell of your body. And just invite every cell of your body to receive that awakening and bring that into, as much as you can, a consciousness, but also let it be in the subconscious. We always hear how the subconscious is what really drives and governs our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. So really let it permeate the subconscious as well as come into the conscious knowledge. So it becomes the governing operating system that you live by. this primordial power of truth from within you. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, be, and it is. We'll take a few minutes and just breathe with that, letting your entire being rest into this ocean of living consciousness. Resting into the ocean of living consciousness, letting yourself be held in love and compassion, infused with every cell of your being all the way to your core with unconditional love, and enlivened with the pure divine light, the core light of your being. Kun fayakun. And take a minute and just stretch out your legs, your feet, your toes, circle your ankles, feel your presence in your pelvic bowl, in your hips, and all the way through your legs and into your feet. If it helps, you can put your feet on the floor and feel your connection with the earth, our beautiful Mother Earth. That is our connection to this natural world that we live on and subsist on. Remember, as the Mahdi Ibn Arabi says, we are not on the earth, we are in the earth. We are in the earth. We are a part of the earth ecosystem, inseparable from the earth, right? As long as we are in body, we are integral into this earth, living earth being, right? And as the body dies, yes, the spirit goes into the cosmic realms. As we are in this body, we are in the earth. So feel that connection with the earth. You can also circle your shoulders and stretch out your arms, circle your wrists and your hands, your fingers, and just feel that presence all the way through your body. You can stretch your neck, shake your head, whatever, really feel your presence in your body and the power within you. Kun fayakun. All right, and with that, I'm going to wrap up the recording. We'll open for Q&A. You're welcome to ask any questions, share any ahas, or request support. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays, 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Please share and invite your friends as well. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and the replays. So you get reminders of these events, and you get also the replays when they're ready. And when you do, you receive 2 free gifts. One is a one-sheet, 10 spiritual principles of our human existence to remind us of who we are, what this earth journey is about, why we're here, keep things in perspective so we don't get caught in the confusion and the chaos and the turmoil of the world. It also comes with a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you to remember that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the truth of who you are at the core of your being. And I hope you'll make that a part of your daily practice, like resetting yourself in the morning and at night before you go to bed, just to remind your cellular consciousness on a regular basis of the truth of who you are. Return, return, return. All right. And with that, I thank you very much. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And if you're on right now, here today, we're opening for Q&A.